A KGW investigation into a local businessman who's been taking money for custom-built trailers but never delivery.
Yeah, we found about a dozen people who were involved in this story. They say they never got what they paid for, so what do? They called this guy. They called Kyle, and Kyle got to the bottom of the story.
Right. This guy's got a history, right? In fact, the Oregon Attorney General's office shut him down in 2013 and required that he refund several people. Now it appears he's back to his old ways.
That was the one that got me and looked really good. It was just perfect. It was exactly what I needed.
When Ryan Connor called about a trailer for sale on Craigslist, he didn't realize what he was getting into.
So this one was exactly what I needed.
And didn't know about the man behind that ad.
And he said, you know, that one just sold, but I can build you a custom one. And I was like, cool, you know, that sounds great.
Ryan agreed to meet with the seller.
We agreed to meet there.
Signed a contract and put down $1,900.
He took my deposit. He told me it would be 2.5 weeks for the trailer to be ready, and he would deliver it when it's done. And I was like, sweet.
But the delivery date came and went, and the custom-built trailer never arrived.
Ready,
for weeks,
right?
Ryan says the seller gave him the runaround.
He ignored my phone calls. He told me he had the flu one time. And then it just carried on and carried on and carried on, and eventually he just went totally black.
All the while, that same seller,
yep, that's right outside of their shop,
was still advertising trailers on Craigslist.
And it was the same photos that he used before.
So who is the man selling these trailers? His name is Rodney Powell, seen here at his shop in Vancouver. A KGW investigation found over the past decade, more than a dozen people have filed complaints about Powell to the Oregon Attorney General's office. Consumers from Alaska.
It was just one excuse after another, after another, after another.
To Minnesota.
He just keeps getting away with it.
All had similar stories. They lost thousands of dollars after responding to an online ad.
Lots of promises, no trailers.
In 2013, a judge told Powell to refund 8 customers and ordered him to stop selling and manufacturing trailers in Oregon.
He knows how to skate underneath everybody.
Cindy Scott warns Rodney Powell is back in business, this time operating in Washington. She claims Powell wrote her a pair of bad checks for materials used to make trailers.
The 2 checks total came to about $4,000. So for a small company, that's a hard hit.
So what does Rodney Powell have to say about all these complaints?
Hey Rodney, this is Kyle Aboshi with KGW Channel 8.
Reached by phone, Powell said he's on the up and up and proudly explained he sold hundreds of trailers. He just wasn't available to talk. He's out of town.
All right, when do you get back from Florida? 2 weeks, you'll be back from Florida.
We suspected Rodney Powell wasn't telling the truth. And sure enough, the next day, guess who we found at his workshop in Vancouver?
Mr. Powell, Kyle Aboshi, KGW Channel 8. Hey, we'd like to talk to you about customers who say they haven't received the trailer they paid for. Anything you can tell us about that?
Neighbors complain they've seen angry customers at the shop asking about their custom-built trailers.
It just blows me away that he has been able to continue to do this.
A Portland police detective is actively investigating. We'll certainly keep you posted if there's any criminal charges here.
Can I start by saying you're awesome at these stories? I mean, they are great to watch.
Yeah.
And admittedly, I look forward to the part where you confront the person in question.
You caught him in the lie. Yeah, he wasn't out of town.
Yeah, right.
Any thoughts given to maybe rolling under that door?
No, we weren't going there.
But,
we weren't going there.
Was there more to the interaction with Rodney than we saw there?
Well, we spoke with him by phone because we wanted to give him the opportunity to tell his story. And so we spoke at length. He said, I'm a legitimate businessman. I happen to be in Florida, which we knew all along he wasn't. I mean, we were outside a hotel where he was staying, and then obviously outside his office where he was working in that shop as well, and then finally confronted him. And he didn't want to share his story that way.
Yeah, no, he did not. So with your call, Kyle, you know, hotline and the email, and in our newsroom, we get calls like this all the time, and of different kinds of scams and stuff. Yeah. How do you kind of weed through them, and is there a common thread to, you know, like tugging at your heartstrings, or like, hey, you're going to get a good deal? I mean, what do you kind of see?
Well, we listen to all these, and oftentimes we look into them. I mean, the biggest thing is these consumers feel helpless, right? Sometimes they've paid for something and haven't gotten anything in return, like in this case. And so we start digging into the background of the company or the individual they're working with. But really, my point to a lot of people is, let us know. You know, we're an advocate for you. So call Kyle. We want to help out. Additionally, you know, file complaints. Oregon Attorney General's office, local police, online reviews. Reach out to the retailer or the company directly, because as a consumer, you may feel helpless, like you're alone, but collectively, when we all speak up together, we can make some change.
It creates a paper trail, too, to maybe get an investigation
Exactly, and
started.
hopefully hold some of these people accountable.
Yeah.
If you saw Kyle's office in the newsroom, you see files upon files. You realize that these stories aren't going anywhere. We're not running out of these stories, so continue the good work, Kyle.
Yeah,
Thank you.
great
Well, keep
job.
calling us, too.
All right.
Yeah,
Keep calling
if you have
on
a
Rod
story
Hill
for Kyle.
for the forecast. There's Call Kyle information for starters. You can see the number on the screen, 503-226-5041. Call Kyle at kgw.com.